Do or do not. There is no try.
What is good, Battlefronters? This is Kuzu Ranger coming at you from Japan. Today I'm going to review all the traits in Star Wars Battlefront and break down what they do and what type of character build they're good for. Traits are a special feature in Battlefront which are essentially kill streaks, like from Call of Duty. When you get several kills in a row without dying, you can level up and increase your bonuses. Each player has the ability to equip up to 3 star cards and 1 trait after unlocking them, and note that traits cannot be mixed or stacked with other traits. DICE is giving us the tools to create our own character builds since the perks shapes the way you play. In a nutshell, you can either regen health faster, reduce explosive damage, sprint undetected, reduce cooldowns, or gain random power-ups. Now for the longer reviews of each trait, including what type of playstyle they're suited for. Here they are from worst to best. Sharpshooter. The Sharpshooter trait on paper clearly seems tailored towards snipers with a cycler rifle, but it's even more useful than that. It's meant for attack-minded advanced players and not for the average grunts, because if you don't get headshots, you don't get the bonuses. However, for those skilled at aiming for the brain, this could be one of the better offensive traits available. Reducing your cooldowns mean you can use your special gadgets and weaponry faster than your opponent and more times overall. This gives you more killing potential and offensive firepower. The downside is you don't get any defensive bonuses like health damage reduction or being off the radar. Plus the perk is much worse than Bounty Hunter at level 3, which resets your cooldown completely with regular kills, not headshots. Plus you get bonus power-up items. Berserker. The Berserker trait is a simple yet versatile trait that is useful to nearly everyone except lone wolves. It can be good for the more aggressive, up-close players who get a few kills, then use their jetpack to get out of sticky situations while healing up. It can be good for the more strategic or defensive players who play at mid to long range, because even if you take a few shots, you can regen your health and outlive your opponent. And for players always in the middle of a fight who like to go blow for blow, having that slight health advantage could give you a slight edge. Simply put, this trait helps anyone, slightly though, who likes to take regular damage and can get out of the fight. Bodyguard. The Bodyguard trait is for those who are constantly taking heavy damage on the front lines. It is specially suited for those who like to go for the objectives because the choke points in key areas will always have more grenades and traps and explosives. Not only do you reduce explosive damage, at level 3 it also reduces your blaster damage to a small degree. This trait will help those who can fight head on with their opponent, yet want a bit more protection from all the explosives going off around them. However, this is only really suited to players who are constantly in the thick of the battle. If you want a more well-rounded trait, I'd consider using something else. Scout. The Scout trait is another extremely versatile trait that benefits just about everyone who's active. If you run, which we all do, you can stay off the radar and won't be detected as soon, or perhaps even at all. It can be good for those taking objectives, those taking alternative routes, or those who like being sneaky and infiltrating behind enemy lines. If you want to flank the enemy and remain undetected, this is the ultimate stealth perk. Amazingly, you can even fire your primary weapon and still stay off the radar with level 2. Although this doesn't give attacking bonuses like some of the others, staying invisible can give you both a defensive and offensive advantage if the timing is right. Bounty Hunter. The Bounty Hunter trait is a unique yet straightforward to obtain perk. In a nutshell, the more you kill, the more chance you get at receiving power-up cards like rockets, turrets, vehicles, or hero cards. Of course, some of the cards are weaker or less useful, while others are very strong. Now this is almost like the care package perk from Call of Duty if you played that, which can be a great depending on your luck and how many times you kill. To put it bluntly, this trait is best suited for the attack-minded players who keep killing. They want a bigger arsenal of weapons to use at their disposal, and who like some variety. The downside is again, you lose access to the more defensive or versatile traits listed above. But if you can get to level 3, the cooldown reset could give you a huge advantage when you use things like grenades, pulse rifles, or homing missiles. Overall, I think DICE did a pretty amazing job with these even though there are only 5 traits so far. When you really analyze what they do and how they can change your game style, there is a lot of depth and variability between them. That said, Bounty Hunter at this point seems a bit overpowered if you can get to level 3. You have to realize though, only very good players are going to get to level 3 and keep it there. So, well, why not reward them? Of course, you should experiment with all of them and see which one suits your gaming approach and use the traits to boot your performance. Now, I've told this to other people as well, but if you're kind of a newer player or not so confident with your skills, choose a trait based on tier 1, level 1 only, because it's actually pretty hard to get to level 2 and stay alive, and very hard to get to level 3 and stay alive. So just think of it as level 1 only. Now, I gotta say, I really like having a bit more customization to play as I want and not just to be, like the same generic soldier. So what traits are you guys going to use? Let me know in the comments below. Alright, if you found this video helpful, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to my channel for more Battlefront reviews, more stats analysis, and more tactical advice. Thanks for watching. If you have any questions or suggestions, do leave them down below and I'll get back to you. This has been Kuzu Ranger. Boo.